Hello, my friends, Archbishop. My clothes. Wait a minute. Greetings, my friends. I got my holy gear on. Leviticus chapter 8, the consecration of the priests. Some kind of seed chunk. That's a leaf. Uncle Jesus made that beverage for me. I want you beware, a lot of your feelings will be hurt from looking at the scriptures in the most holy way you can. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take Aaron and his sons with him, and the garments, and the anointing oil, and a bullock from the sin offering, 2 rams, a basket of unleavened bread, and gather thou all the congregation together unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And Moses did as the Lord commanded.
Moses, now look here. I want you to take them rams and consecrate them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You just tell me how and I'll do it. You got some of your men?
Yes, I'll be here helping you out. I'm Aaron. Aaron, I will be helping you with the sacrifices and the blood and the oil sprinkling.
Thank you, Aaron. Oh, yeah, you're my brother. That's right.
You know that's right.
There we go. Leviticus chapter 8. Now we are on to verse 4. And Moses did as the Lord commanded, and the assembly was gathered together at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And Moses said unto the congregation, This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded. He told me.
Dang right, I told you. Now don't forget that.
Yes, Lord. Yeah, so this is the thing which the Lord commanded to be done. And Moses brought Aaron and his sons and washed them with water. He gave these guys a bath. Aaron was Moses' brother. So, and then he gave his nephews a bath along with Aaron. Moses gave them a bath in water. Consecration. The high priest clothed. Chapter 8, verse 7 of Leviticus. And he put water. He put him the coat. He put upon him a coat. The coat, and girded him with the girdle, and clothed him with the robe, and put him with the curious girdle of the ephod, and bound it upon him therewith. He tied on that girdle real tight.
Just like I commanded him to. Tie that girdle on real tight. That's a curious girdle.
I don't know if you guys are going to be able to take all this. I don't know if you're going to get through it. I might have to put this in special parts. This sounds like a transcendental clown circus going on here, commanded by the Lord unto Moses. All right.
So he bound
it to him therewith, tied to that curious girdle of the ephod, bound it on him therewith, really tight. And he put the breastplate upon him. Also, he put the breastplate upon him, and he put the breastplate, the Aram and the Thummim. The Aram and the Thummim. And he put the mitre upon his head. Also upon the mitre, even upon his forefront. Yes. And he did the golden plate, the holy crown.
You know that's right, because he's getting down.
Just do as the Lord said. And he put the golden plate in the holy crown. The Lord commanded Moses, get down. All right, now, the consecration, the high priest's anointing. Verse number 10 of Leviticus 8. Verse 10. And Moses took the anointing oil and anointed the tabernacle and all that was therein and sanctified them. How? He sprinkled thereof upon the altar 7 times. 7 times, and anointed the altar and all his vessels, both the laver and his foot, to sanctify them. And he poured anointed oil upon Aaron's head and anointed him to sanctify him. But that's not all. That's not all. Next comes the consecration of the priests clothed. Now, if you look at this word consecrate, it's kind of secret. These are con men doing secret things, okay? Consecration. And they put this special girdle on. Consecration, the priest clothed. All right? And Moses brought Aaron's sons and put coats upon them and girded them with girdles and put bonnets upon them as the Lord commanded Moses. Harry, you know that's right. All right. And he brought the bullock for the sin offering, and Aaron and his sons laid their hands upon the head of the bullock for a sin offering. This is a big bullock, man. They're going to lay their... this is a big bullock. They're going to lay their hands upon it. And what are they going to do to it? The first sinner. Then he slew it. And Moses took the blood and put it upon the horns of the altar round about his finger, and purified the altar, and poured blood at the bottom of the altar, and sanctified it, to make reconciliation upon it. He made a wreck out of doing silly things to the nation. Reconciliation. Okay? So, that's how he cleaned and sanctified it. He slew it. How he slew it, we don't know exactly what size knife or hatchet they used. We're going to find out as much as we can. Slew it. Finger. Purified the altar. Poured the blood at the bottom. Sanctified it to make reconciliation. Okay, verse 16. He took all the fat that was upon the inwards, the guts, and the gall above the liver, and the 2 kidneys and their fat, and Moses burned it upon the altar. So he's burning fat upon the altar. But the bullock and his hide, his flesh, and his dung, his poo, he burnt with fire without the camp, outside the camp, as the Lord commanded Moses. You know that's right. Now take that poop and the skin and the poop, take that outside of the camp and burn it. And we'll be waiting for you to come back. Exactly. So, and he killed it, and Moses... Oh, wait a minute. So, dung, burn it with fire without the camp, outside the camp, as Lord commanded Moses. God told him to take the poop outside and burn it. And he brought the ram for the burnt offering, and Aaron and his sons laid their hands upon the head of the ram. And he killed it. And Moses sprinkled the blood upon the altar round about. Let's take some of that ram blood. And that's what they did. Uncle Jesus, by the way, did a sprinkling video explaining exactly what sprinkling is. No, it's not with a little garden sprinkler like you would water your garden, that pretty sprinkle cup. This is actually shaking blood. They dip the blood shaker into a bowl with the animal's blood that they have managed to get into a bowl. And they take about a 3-foot long stick, and they use lamb's wool or something else if they don't have it, and they dip the blood, and then they shake it. So he's shaking blood all over the place. And, but because... Chris and I told him to. So he killed it. They laid their hands on the ram, the head of the ram, and he killed it. And Moses sprinkled the blood upon the altar round about. And he cut the ram into pieces. And Moses burnt the head. So Moses burnt the ram head because that he was the best at doing that. And he was in charge. He burnt the ram head pieces and the fat. And he washed the inwards, the guts, and the legs. He washed the legs in the water. And Moses, no soap, just water. And Moses, because it wouldn't taste good with soap on it. And Moses burnt the whole ram upon the altar. It was a burnt sacrifice for the reason why it was a burnt sacrifice, a sweet savor
To the Lord, you know that's why I like that sweet savor.
So they did it for the Lord. Sweet savor unto the Lord. Offering made by fire unto the Lord, as who commanded Moses?
I did. I sure did.
Yeah. And he brought the other ram, the ram of consecration, and Aaron and his sons laid their hands upon the head of that ram, and they slew it. He slew it, and Moses took up the blood of it, put it on the tip of Aaron's right ear, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot. He put it on the blood he took it, tipped it on his big toe, put some blood on his big toe. And he brought Aaron's sons. And Moses put the blood upon the tip of their right ear, and upon the thumbs of their right hands, and upon the great toes of their right feet. And Moses sprinkled, shook blood, upon the altar round about. And he took the fat and the rump and all the fat that was upon the inwards, and the gall above the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and their fat, and the right shoulder. And out of the basket of unleavened bread, now we're going to get the unleavened, that was before the Lord.
Exactly. That's exactly what I wanted.
And, the unleavened bread before the Lord. And what did he do with these cakes? Yeah, he took one of the unleavened cakes and a cake of oiled bread and 1 wafer and put them on the fat upon the right shoulder and made a corned beef sandwich. I'm only kidding. It wasn't a corned beef sandwich, but he made some kind of sandwich with the bread cakes, the wafer. He put some fat on it, and he used the right shoulder upon the right shoulder. So it seems like he made some kind of a sandwich out of the right shoulder meat of the ram. Anyway, let's move on. The consecration, Leviticus chapter 8, verse 27, called the consecration, the hands filled, verse 27. And he put all upon Aaron's hands and upon his son's hands, and waved them for a wave offering before the Lord. Look, God, look what we're doing for you. You like the smell of this, don't you? And he gave them the wave offering unto the Lord. And Moses took them from their hands and burnt. All right, that's enough, guys. That's enough. Go on now. And Moses took them from off their hands and burnt them on the altar upon the burnt offering. They were consecrations for a sweet savor. It is an offering made by fire unto
Me.
Yeah, unto the Lord. Made by fire. And Moses took the breast. He took the breast and waved it for a wave offering. Oh, I got to use my right hand. Looks like I'm in. And waved it for a wave offering before the Lord. And, waved a ram. Consecration it was. For the ram of consecration, it was Moses' part to do that, as the Lord commanded Moses. So Moses' job in 29 was to, he takes the breast and waves it. Yeah. Wow. And they took the shoulder. In this episode, there are different parts in different episodes, different body parts will be used for these sacrificial offerings. As the Lord commanded Moses. And Moses took the anointed oil and the blood which is on the altar and sprinkled it on Aaron and on his garments. So he's shaking oil and blood on these special girdles and outfits that we talked about earlier. So they're going to be covered with oil. Already, he got it on his head because now, he was anointed with oil in the beginning. Now he's going to shake it all over their clothes. Aaron upon his garments, and upon his sons, and upon his sons' garments with him. And sanctified Aaron and his garments, and his sons garments with them. So they're all sanctified by shaking blood and oil all over them. Now, this is the amazing part. They're covered with blood, they're covered with oil in their new fancy curious girdles, okay? Consecration part, the food of the priests. Verse 31, Leviticus 8:31. And Moses said unto Aaron, how much time we got left there? 16, okay. And Moses said unto Aaron and to his sons, boil the flesh at the door.
Boil the flesh at the door of his sons. Boil the flesh at the tabernacle of the congregation, and there eat it with the bread that is in the basket of consecrations.
Really? Yeah, they're going to boil the flesh. Where? At the door of the tabernacle of the congregation?
That's where I want it. That's where I want it.
Okay, Lord. So what? At the door of the congregation? You mean everybody's going to see this? Jeez. I commanded, saying, Aaron and his sons shall eat it, and that which remaineth of the flesh and the bread ye shall burn with fire. Whatever they couldn't finish, because you can only eat so much. Consecration, the priests separated unto God, and you shall go out the door of the tabernacle of the congregation in 7 days, until the days of your consecration be at the end, for 7 days shall be consecrated to you. Now listen to the end, but don't lose me here. This is what will happen if they don't do it. And he hath done this day, so the Lord hath commanded you to make an atonement for you. Therefore shall ye abide at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation day and night for 7 days, and keep charge of the Lord. You're doing it for the Lord, that ye don't die. Why? For so I am commanded.
Yeah, because I'll kill you.
Oh, dang. So they had to do this, or the Lord would kill them. For so I am commanded. So Aaron and his sons did all the things the Lord commanded by the hands of Moses. There you have it, Leviticus chapter 8. We're going to go into, this is really special, Leviticus chapter 9, the priests begin their ministry. This is amazing.
I can't wait for that being all right. I'll get praised again. Oh.
I'm out of here.